If you're anything like me, you've probably been pretty frustrated by the state of the smartwatch market over the last 5 years, but Withings reached out and sponsored this video to show off their ScanWatch Horizon, which is a very different kind of smartwatch. It's different in that most of it, I'd say a solid 80% of it, really isn't that smart. Nice, by the way. The one on my wrist is the ScanWatch, and I've been using that for a few weeks, but the one that we're gonna talk about today is the ScanWatch Horizon, whose claims to fame are several, actually. It's validated to double the depth of water resistance compared to the regular ScanWatch. It's larger and much more premium looking and feeling. I actually got a lot of comments on the blue one when I was wearing it for, I had it for a couple of weeks. And thanks to its metal band, it has a much sort of heavier feel on the wrist that I know a lot of people prefer. The green one, oh, wait. I thought you told me the blue one was the one that was sized to my wrist.
I thought so too.
Well, the blue one was the one I was wearing. I know that for a fact, but the green one actually fits really well. Oh, you know what? My right and my left wrist are extremely different. You can actually see the whole arm is very different. That's badminton arms for you. Right, on that subject, let's talk about what makes a Withings ScanWatch really special. They've got a clinically validated SpO2 sensor as well as a clinically validated ECG sensor. At a moment's notice, we can take an ECG. Let's go ahead and set that up. We've got to activate this feature before we can use it, but the wizard includes some really valuable information about what the ECG sensor can and cannot do. So what it does do is detect whether or not your heart rhythm is normal, which can be an indicator of underlying medical conditions and can be an important tool in your toolkit to monitor your general cardiac health and not detect heart attacks and other medical conditions. So what they're saying is, it only does what they say it does. Don't read too much into it, and as always, consult a medical professional whenever there's anything concerning an important organ like, say for example, your heart. I'm not in a state, so I guess, let's pick a cool state. How about Nebraska?
Nebraska.
What? Why are you hating on Nebraska? Nebraskans, are you gonna take that?
Sorry, Nebraska.
First, let's take your ECG. The interface is super easy to use, by the way. One button and a scrolling wheel, and that's pretty much it. By the way, you don't have to say that you're starting a workout. It'll actually detect your workouts with a reasonable level of accuracy. It managed to confuse go-karting with riding a bike at one point, but overall, it's actually been pretty solid. And that's it. 30 seconds later, they've collected the data they need. After 24 to 48 hours, where it gets reviewed, it will be sent back and will be available within the app. Oh, the other big one is the ability to check your blood oxygen saturation level. Basically, you just put your hand on it, 30 seconds, BRB. You can also just have it monitor it during your sleep, which is a lot more convenient. It does a nice little buzz when you're done. 98%, yes. Honestly speaking though, for my part, the cooler features of the smartwatch are things that help me day to day. Like the fact that the battery life is a month. Like that's one of my big problems with every freaking smartwatch out there is that you end up charging these things every day or in many cases, running out of battery on the same day. I remember I had a watch that I was wearing for quite some time and I didn't even have it connected to a phone because I don't use that brand of phone. And I would still have the battery run out during the day sometimes. I'm sitting here going, it's not even connected via Bluetooth. What is happening here? I also love being able to, I've got my heart rate, it's getting all elevated right now. I also really appreciate, it's going up even higher. I also really appreciate being able to tell the time anytime I want. Now you can configure the ScanWatch to use a gesture in order to activate the display. You can press a button to activate the display, or if you're a super smart boy or lady, then you can just read the analog time. Wow, amazing, right? What an innovation. Setting the time on it is super easy. That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna show it because that's something that I did before the video, but basically you just set up the app, the watch hands just all point to 12 on their own, like kind of creepy magical, and then you're like, yep, it's pointed at 12, and then if it doesn't work, which it didn't on the blue one when I first set it up, then you can say, no, it's not pointed at 12. You turn the dial, point it at 12, and then it like, and it aligns, and then it goes to exactly the right time. This one, honestly, I think looks better, personally. Oh, I guess we could talk about their app a little bit. You can select which applications you want to receive notifications from. You can see summaries of your workouts as well as your daily steps. can see my trends. I've been doing pretty darn well on my steps lately, which is pretty sick. My workouts too. I've been moving, so that's why basically every day I am doing something that counts as a workout. Yes, go Linus. You can log your food intake. Man, now you guys got all this information about me. Best day, 15,000 freaking steps. What did I do on Monday, May 16th? Basically, there's lots of useful little things in here, and I like that it doesn't bother you a ton. You know, unless you tell it to, it's not gonna just be like, breathe. Yes, I'm breathing. Now isn't a good time. The kind of thing that just, for me personally, absolutely drives me up the wall. Oh, a couple little things I didn't mention. The outer bezel rotates, if you're into that sort of thing. And the hands are glow in the dark, which they are not on the regular ScanWatch. It syncs with major health apps like Google Fit, Samsung Health, Strava. Oh, and the glasses, Sapphire Glass, which I have not been successful at scratching yet. So that's definitely a good thing as well. I think the selling points here are pretty straightforward. You got the clinically validated SpO2 and ECG sensors. You've got the very traditional looking watch that actually functions like a freaking watch, but also has smart functionality. I think a lot of people just want that alone, even if it didn't have any kind of health monitoring features. And of course, the actually very robust and useful app. So what are you waiting for? The ScanWatch Horizon is available on Amazon.com, Withings.com. We're gonna have that link down below. So guys, go ahead and check it out. Thanks Withings for sponsoring this video. Thanks you for watching. Go ahead and get subscribed.